Hello, it's Cam underscore. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial for the tower, the level, not the entire thing, because I do not have time for that right now. And also, I do not know how to speedrun any of the other levels. I'll change that soon though. So, first, for this first part, you're literally just jumping around. Like, you're literally just jumping around. But, okay. This next part is where it actually gets interesting. So there's two spots. You see how these, like, boxes and everything, like, there's two spots where you can jump, where you don't have to stop. The first one is right here. You can see right on this tile, and then right on this tile. The way I line it up is I use the right side of my cube. I line it up with the edge of this this line right here. I just try to jump on the line, like in that spot. And then there's this one, which it's the exact same thing, but one tile later. I like this one better. I'll tell you why in a second. So I'll just do the first one now. I messed it up. Oh, never mind. I didn't mess it up. So yeah. Anyways, that's the first one. Now the second one is more like this. I like doing that one better. And I'll tell you why. So basically with this one, if you jump a tad early, you can kind of like fix it. You know, you can kind of like, you realize it, then you can delay your second arrow press a bit more. Sure, that does happen a lot, but like, if you jump a little bit too early, you can just fix it. You can't really do that with the first one. If you jump a little bit too early, then or a little bit too, yeah. If you jump a little bit too, crap. If you jump a little bit too early, you're dead. You're literally just straight up dead. Like you can't do anything about it. And if you jump a little bit too late on this one, then you're dead. But on this one, if you jump a little bit early, you can fix it. Or crap, you can save it, or you can just hit it like I just did. But anyways, the fireballs. This part of the level is probably one of the hardest to get down. So basically, it's really complicated. I don't exactly have a good tutorial for this part. I actually do, but it's kind of jank. Okay, so here's that tutorial that I was talking about with the audio cue. Basically, it all revolves around two noises inside of the song. It's like a tambourine shake and the bongo, like the drum right after that. You can hear the drums, you know? It's like dun, 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 you know? Then you can hear the tambourine directly after that. And the whole setup revolves around those two sounds. That's the setup right there. That's the whole thing. And how it works is you basically have the tambourine noise, which I'll be playing right now. And at the end of that noise, you want to stop. Right there, I stopped. You want to be stopping right where, like, the close of the tambourine rattle, where it goes boom, you know? Right here. You can hear it, right? I hope you can hear it. But anyways, directly after that, there will be another drum beat. Now. Now. Dun, dun. You know, you can hear it, right? Dun, dun. And that's when you start moving again, and then you jump on this line and hold jump, and then you do the rest of the level however you want to do it. So yeah, that's the whole setup. I hope that I explained it well enough, because these fireballs, just like the spinny plank part at the end, they don't get triggered until you get near them. They don't start firing until you get near them. So you should be arriving at the same exact pace every time, which is why the audio cue works. But if for somehow you just don't use the audio cue. If you somehow like press left or something, or stop holding right for any amount of time, don't use this cube, because it will not work. Actually, it might still work, but it will be less reliable and your muscle memory will be screwed up. So yeah. Anyways, I hope this tutorial did something and actually made sense. Bye. And then jump on this line. Just like the other ones, you want to jump on this line. I'll try to show you why. Because that sets you up for this. Now, it's just more about consistency with this. Like, if you don't find it being consistent, then don't do it. We're just trying, I just do it to like, because it consistently gets you in a position where you can do something like that. Now, that does not work for everyone, but, you know. Some people just go like this, which that works perfectly fine too. You just kind of got to get a feel for the fireball section, or you can listen, or you can follow my audio cue. Once you get past the boxes or the fireballs, you'll get to this part. Now this is probably one of the most consequential parts of the run when it comes to time save, time loss, along with the fireballs. But this is a lot harder to do than fireballs. With the fireballs, you just have to press right at the correct time. This one's a lot more complicated. For this one, you gotta jump up onto this first platform. Jump up from there, click this orb twice. If you click it up once, you will not get high enough. So you have to click it twice. Then you have to turn around and hit that orb. All in a very short period of time. It's probably the hardest part of the level. Kind of like that. You can definitely be cleaner though. There's a reason why my PB isn't very good. Anyways, I'll just replay the whole section, I guess, because I died. Like, that was a very dirty example. You want to be as tight as you possibly can with this, because it is one of the most, it's one of the places with the most time save or time loss, depending on how well you do. That was a better example. It was a lot cleaner. That's basically, anyways, that's basically what you want to be doing when you get to the I don't know, we call it like the climb. Like, you just want to be turning around as early as you can on this platform. Like, it only starts where like the actual pixels are, is like the lighter pixels. You see, like, this pixel doesn't really have a hitbox, I don't think. See, it doesn't have a hitbox. It only starts like on the lighter part. So keep that in mind if you ever see yourself like turning around a little bit too early. That kind of gives you a better idea of where the hitboxes are. And also secret coin up right here if you're playing 100%. I don't know why I said that. Anyways. That was really bad. Anyways, the bridge, it's literally just jump. You literally don't even have to jump sometimes. Okay, I'll just play through the whole section to show you what it looks like. Yeah, I'm just gonna like... For this part, I just do that. And if you play fast, you won't have to worry about those saw blades. Now, this is the part where I'm literally just gonna stick in my tutorial for this section that I made. So, yep. So I have a setup for, you know, the spinny wheel section of the tower where you don't have to stop. Besides, you know, right here. So you stop basically right where the checkpoint is. And you wait for this bottom thingy to cross this line right here. And once it crosses the line, you start moving right. And then you try to jump around right here. And then you move on this to the right until you get to the end of it, and then you can jump. Then you see this like little background object right here, how the edge of it's right here. You want to jump there, and then you want to jump right, kind of like when you're in the middle of the edge of this platform, kind of right above this little line right here. You jump and then you hold. Then you hit it. So yeah, it sometimes is not the most optimal, I don't think, but it's consistently like, it consistently gets you up here. So yeah. And for these, if you want to try to be as optimal as possible, doing that is more optimal than doing this, because basically if you basically you can conserve your momentum, or not conserve your momentum. You can have momentum coming out of it right here, saving a few frames, compared to just rubbing against the wall here. You'll have 0 speed coming out of the corner here, and you have to accelerate manually. Okay, anyways. And if you jump just like if you jump like this, then you'll have speed coming around the corner because you already started accelerating. When if you just brush against the wall, you will have 0 speed. Okay, so here's the part where I talk about the button. The button is the most important part of the run. Or not the button, the door is the most important part of the run. And most people use when you hit the button as kind of like your pace indicator. So it's very important to, you know, because there's really 2 parts of the run before the door jump and the door jump, because of this long cutscene that kind of separates them, leaving for plenty of time for you to get very nervous. So there's a setup for this. I'll show you a setup that worked for me to get like decent times. This you're losing 0.3, but you hit the door jump every time. And I'll also show you what the world record setup is. I'll show you my setup first because it's not really my setup, but like it's the setup I used. So basically, once you can start moving, you're gonna go to where the left side of you is lined up with this crack right here, and you're gonna wait until the second the rightmost like thing on the door, like this thing right here, is aligned with this crack right here. And then you're gonna jump. Don't get right through the door. And then you just kind of just hold right, because doing anything that isn't holding right will lose you time. You hit the button. The dude starts maniacally laughing. No matter what you do after this point, you'll have the same time, but I just like to stand still. And that's my setup. But now I just gotta play through the level again real quick to get to the button again to show you to set up the current world record uses. So for the world record setup, okay, I'm gonna turn on speed hack to 0.25 now so I can explain the setup. So what you want to do is first move left about to where I am right now. See the like crack right or the line right here? You want to be just barely to the right of that crack. Just like barely any amount right of that crack. Now the door will start opening. Now the setup that the world record uses has this like second to furthest right bar of the door, kind of just to like barely above this line in the door. And the moment that it crosses that point, like kind of like being a little bit above this line, it's kind of like more near the middle of like this thing. But the second it gets to that line, right before the line, I don't know how to describe it really. You just gotta jump at like the perfect time. I'd say it's around right here. And then you get a god tier rest of the level, because you just did setup right. Anyways. Wow. That's such a good pace. Anyways, once you hit the button, as I just said, nothing else really matters. And I still have speed hack audio because Mega Hack's broken right now. But yeah. I hope that this was helpful for people who are struggling with the level. And bye.